Hi, it's Leah, here to tell you about Dr. Anthony Pinozzo. He's a pain specialist located in southern Palm Beach County, so if you are somebody that you know is suffering in pain, Dr. Pinozzo is the one you guys need to call. And make that call today, because living in pain is no way to go through life. Dr. Pinozzo has been in practice now for more than 49 years. He's treated more than 73,000 patients for pain. He's an expert when it comes to diagnosing the pain, and he has had huge turnarounds. In fact, people living with scoliosis, he has had nearly a 100% turnaround. Lumbar pain as well. If you've got lower back pain, if you're suffering with migraines or flat feet pain, maybe pain in your elbows, your neck, your shoulders, Dr. Pinozzo can help you. And the greatest thing is he can help you without drugs, without surgery, and without having to go through weeks and months of rehabilitation. Give him a call today. Set up an appointment. It's 561-381-5800. Tune into his show Sundays, 11 to noon. And now, here's this week's edition of the Dr. Pinozzo Sports and Medicine Hour.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's see, who do we have in today? We got our producer, Colleen. Good morning, Colleen. Good morning, Freddie from amp2.tv. Good morning, Linda from amp2.tv. Good morning, Gio from amp2.tv. And good morning, Dr. Pinozzo.
Yes, good morning.
Because without this whole crew, we ain't got no show. I want to give a shout-out to the guy that I worked out with yesterday at the gym. Hey, Maddie, hope everything is good, and say hello to Ivy. So now we're going to get started. Doc,
Hold on.
Oh.
You see, this guy, he doesn't do anything that I ask him to do.
I'm from New York.
First of all, I want to congratulate Dr. Pinozzo for once again being #1 show rated on the AMP network.
Excellent.
And you're pulling in some wonderful numbers out of Atlanta. And hopefully by the end of the month, we'll have you video on Manhattan Cable in New York City.
Oh, that'll be great.
With some seminars coming down on the way.
Yes, especially the people in Georgia. Let them know that as soon as the season starts, we'll be down there probably at the Sheraton Hotel in Dunwoody, which is easy access off of everything. And you could actually meet the doctor, and if you're lucky, he will be able to cure you that day.
That's right.
Don't forget to take that little black bag.
I have to take the little black bag.
Now, we want people to continue to write in, chat in. You can go to Pinozzo.tv. The chat box is open. And why don't you give the calling number if they have a story to share. And then, Les, you do your thing.
That's why do you think I have Freddie here? Without him, you know what? The show would be over in 2 seconds.
800-889-0267. Say it again.
800-889-0267. That's 800-889-0267. We've got a really full show today, folks. Let me tell you something that's gonna. I have a new fact. Freddie, you ready for this one?
Go ahead.
Listen to this one. Go see Dr. Pinozzo first, and you won't ever need a second opinion.
Hey, I like that.
So before you go anywhere, go see Dr. Pinozzo, because guess what? You'll never have to go anywhere. I always give out Dr. Pinozzo.
Well, why is that?
Because you find the cause and effect and you cure it.
It's musculoskeletal medicine,
Right.
and hardly anybody ever does that.
Right.
And the orthopedic surgeons don't do that. They operate, and they're good at it.
Yep.
Anesthesiologists don't really do musculoskeletal medicine. They do epidurals and other things. None of the technicians do this kind of work. That's why you can make that statement.
Yeah, I can always make that statement. And I always know to say this: limp in, leap out. So let's get started. I want to talk about posture, because posture is such an amazing thing. Like people are always walking with their heads down, and they're walking, they're slouching. And I wanted to see if I could stump you today, because I want that free dinner. Am I allowed to get that free dinner?
No, you're not. But I went in with bad posture.
All right, we're going to talk about it.
Remember, Doc? I was looking at you eye to eye, and then 2.5 inches.
Oh yeah, your posture was terrible.
Yeah, he was eye to eye with me. Now he's taller than me. I have to look up at him.
Yeah, no, I'm taller. But I'm going to tell you, why is it?
I think I'm shrinking.
No, but why does that happen? Why did that happen?
Because there are. Let's talk about different age groups.
Okay.
The younger age group, the 12-year-old, 10-year-old, they do sports, and posture is a matter of how your spine aligns itself.
Right.
So if your spine is crooked, you're crooked, and your posture is no good. So that's when your mother says, "Stand up straight."
Right.
You're embarrassing me. But they have a problem there that's treatable. and it's treatable rather quickly. You just have to know about it and how to look for it,
Right.
and I do that. That's kind of work I do. It could be from the lower back, could be between the shoulder blades, and it could be the neck. Any of those could be a problem that has to be treated, and that posture is made up of how you stand in space. Now, none of us could see ourselves in 3-dimension. It's only 2-dimension, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a mirror. But everybody else can see us in 3-dimension.
That's true.
And that's where you get a slap on the back. Why don't you stand up straight?
Right.
Don't do that to your child. All you do is make them nervous. Just bring them to me and I'll fix it.
So in other words, when those people that sit at the chair eating at Starbucks and they got their feet out and they're slouching over,
Now, that's a different age group now. We're
Right.
talking about the teenage group, or the younger. And that's all treatable. You don't have to do much. You just have to know where to put we use ultrasound. I mean, it's nothing big. And they'll straighten right out. Now, as you get into the 20s, that's a different story because now the alignment is kind of inured that way,
Right.
and it's very hard to get out. So that's when we use shots for that. And it's an anti-inflammatory, very easy to do if you know how to do it. And short term, you get well, and you don't have to worry about it after that. As you get older now, that's when you're talking about somebody's walking around. They can't straighten up. They look down instead of up. Well, those are treatable also, but it's a different story. It's called a kyphosis. And as opposed to scoliosis. So you could have
wow, I never heard of that one.
You could have a kyphoscoliosis.
Oh,
If you want to be complicated.
never heard of that
about-
one.
Never heard of that
But it's
either.
all based on scar tissue in the spine. And it won't come out until you know where it is, and you have a program for it. And we have this program. I mean, we developed all this stuff that
Wow.
I'm talking about. And we went back to the anatomy and started from scratch. What makes it crooked? We know where it is. Why is it like that? And then we have a treatment for it, and it's like 100% effective. I mean, you noticed right then and there, 2 minutes, you're starting to straighten up already.
Like you and I were in a restaurant not too long ago, and we saw a lot of these older people walking in, like slouching really bad. Is that? I thought it was scoliosis because
That is scoliosis,
Okay.
but if you have a forward motion, it's
Right.
also kyphosis.
Okay, and
so-
we could. I say we.
You can straighten them up.
Yeah.
It's all treatable, yes.
So now I have some myths about posture, and I have the answers, Doc. So I want to see how good you are. There's a test. Now I'm testing you.
Whoa. You
Well,
have
anyway,
the
the-
answers to what? To the
Before-
question? Now, where did you get those answers?
I
'Cause
got
Dr.
those.
Pinozzo's rewriting the book.
Oh, I know. Well, that's the reason why we do the show. Some.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Okay, let's go see. Okay.
Okay, before we leave this...
No, it's your show.
remember,
You talk.
all crookedness of the spine is treatable. You have to know how to do it, and we
Okay.
know how to do it.
Without surgery.
Without no surgery, that makes it worse. Surgery
Right.
makes it worse. Every time somebody gets operated, they're coming into me with scar tissue, and
Oh,
I
yeah?
have to treat that also. I mean, it's pathetic. Come to me first and get it out of the way, and we'll be better off.
Go see Dr. Pinozzo first.
Yep.
And you'll never need to go for a second opinion. You know why, Freddie? Because if you see me diagnose you, it gets rid of the pain.
That's right.
And you know, I always say to people, it's between a minute and a half to 2 minutes for a migraine to maybe 10 minutes for something else. So, I mean, you're not in there long because, first of all, you can't leave until the pain is gone.
Yeah, so I got to make sure the pain's gone
Yeah.
so you can go.
I
I
was
don't want anybody hanging around.
a funny story.
The amazing thing is that they tell him, Doc, I don't feel the pain anymore. Is this normal? I love it when they say that. Is this normal? I don't feel the pain anymore.
I was in his office when he had this elderly gentleman, and he was walking out and says, I don't know, it's still really hurting me. Oh, wait a second. Oh, my God, what did you... Remember that we were going to lunch? We were just ready to go to lunch, Freddie.
Yeah.
This guy runs in. Well, I shouldn't say run in. This guy was really limping in. Where you going? We're going to go lunch. Could you give me a shot before we go?
Yeah.
Gives him a shot, and he's going, don't go yet, Doc. Oh, wait a second. I mean, this is like... people. I wish I had all the people that are listening in. And in like maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes, the guy was straightening up. And he was walking. He said, oh, "Thank you so much." It was like you could see tears in the guy's eyes. He was in such pain, and he was better.
You ever seen them when they're walking with a cane and then
Hallelujah!
they don't use the cane anymore walking out?
No,
That's amazing.
Folks, these are true stories.
I wouldn't
We're not
tell a
making
lie.
it up. These are two.
Oh, I got it on film.
Yeah, we got this on film. Yeah.
These are two stalwart guys. I mean, they're in business. They don't say anything. It's not true.
We both, to all the new listeners, Freddie and I, when we first came in to see it, we said,
Can't be true.
no, can't be.
Is this guy?
I said, Freddie, you really want to?
Wacky-noodle-y?
I said, you really want to do this with this guy? I mean, and we're sitting in the office, and that day, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was packed. Freddie and I had to go outside because it was so packed. Linda, could you re-hang up our sign? And we were talking to these people who swore that after so many surgeries, to come in to see you was the best thing that God ever did for them. And I said, really? I said, wow. And I said to Freddie, let's go sit and talk to him.
It's not a big secret.
No.
Just know how to analyze the function of the spine, whatever we're dealing with. The lower back, for instance. Even if you've been operated there, the function is still there. It's abrogated. Big word.
Doc, come on. Now, Fred, we're two guys from Brooklyn. We never heard of the word abrogated. Okay. You know what that means, Fred?
I have no idea.
Okay, go ahead. Explain to us what that means.
The function is not normal now.
Right.
It's abrogated. And we have to get it back to normal. So anybody who has a back pain during a golf swing or just lifting or just walking, those are all treatable. You have to understand the physiology of the function. So how is it designed? That's what it means. How is it designed?
Of course.
And what is it supposed to do with that design?
That's the key, what he just said, that no doctor knows. Say that again. What is...
The design is there. I don't know who made it, but let's say God made it. There you have it. Now, what is it supposed to do? It's supposed to bear weight. How does it do that? It's a physics problem a lot of times. Scar tissue absolutely is anathema to the spine. Every time you move, you're pulling on it. It makes it hurt. Unless you understand the physiology of normal, you can't treat the abnormal.
So a big fat guy, comes in, a big fat guy, is he putting strain on his knees?
No.
Okay. That's one of the myths. They said that.
That's a myth, yeah.
That you were right. They said it has nothing to do with the weight.
Yeah, obese people have backaches. They do not. No.
Yeah, that was one of the myths.
Go find one like I did. I found some really obese people, and I asked them, "Do you have a backache?" And they said no. I said, "Okay."
We know a couple of those people.
You know, you have to do the research,
Right.
and you have to do it right now for a purpose. So that's how you learn. Now we went to the anatomy, the posts in the medical school, and find out how things work, and what goes bad, and how safe you can be. Now everything we do is pretty safe. You can't get hurt with it.
Well, a lot of people ask me about the shot that you give, and I know from a fact that I suffer from Crohn's disease, and the one thing that I worry about is, medicine.
Lightning.
What's happening now?
It's a lot. Everything around you is like bugging out.
And I could attest to two things, but I'm going to say that first. When I finally said to Freddie, I said, Freddie, go get the shot. I'm not getting no shot. I'm going in there.
He tells me, go get the shot. He says, you go get the shot.
But there was nothing wrong with me.
Yes, there was. You weren't telling us about your shoulder and your back and your this and your that.
Well, I went, and...
Yeah, he went when he couldn't walk anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But I got a question.
But you were fixed?
I was. I got a question for you. There's a basketball player in town. I can't tell you his name because they're negotiating with the Heat right now, but he's somebody. And we took him to the website, and he has lower back pain. I think it's his hips, but I'm not a doctor. What do I know? His biggest fear is what's just happening in the NFL. People are getting 4-game suspensions because they're using chemicals that are found in cleansers, foods, cough medicine that you can't take. So me and Linda were having this conversation. You got to bring in somebody who knows the rules and understands what you can eat. You can be suspended 4 games for taking cough medicine.
Yep.
Which is nuts. So they wanted me to ask you if there's anything in there, and I said bring your whoever, bring the NFL agent, bring whoever. Let them
all I
analyze.
have to do is ask me.
Yeah,
that's right, and that's what we're working on. Now, I can't tell you his name yet because he's negotiated a contract with the Heat. I hope they don't get him, but they may. And I'm going to bring him to your office, and then the conversation could be had. Because there's nothing in there that we found.
If he has a manager, just have the manager call me up. I'll give him the printout.
Yeah,
you can read it yourself. I mean, it's the safest thing. It's the only thing I use on myself and my family. I mean,
I just wanted him to hear because he's hearing today.
My grandson had a problem like that because of football season, and he was crooked. I gave him the same stuff, and it lasts 9 hours and it's gone.
Every time the family comes down here to see him, he takes care of them all. Guess who's on the phone?
You can't detect the drug. See, you cannot detect it. It's not in the
prolonged state.
Drug. Yeah. It's not in
that kind of steroid.
No.
You want to speak to Dr. Paul?
Paul, yes, Paul.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Everybody.
Hello, Paul.
Dr. Paul.
Are you with us?
I'm here.
Okay. Today we're talking about two things. We're on the thing about posture, and I'm trying to stump your dad. Now I got both of you on there.
Well, I don't know. Are you awake yet? That's 3 hours difference in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm awake. I wanted to make a comment on what I was just hearing.
Go ahead.
Some cough medicines have an opiate in it, hydrocodone or maybe not as strong. That's what you can't have in a drug test. You can't have opiates, and as far as performance-enhancing drugs, a corticosteroid is not a steroid you get for pain is not a performance enhancer.
Perfect.
At all.
Wow, that's great.
Perfect.
Although it does improve your performance because you take the pain away.
Right.
Yeah, but they don't.
That's clever.
Very good.
So, Paul, what you're telling me is that they shouldn't have any fear of being snagged on anything for using anything illegal because there's nothing in here in that classification.
No, any kind of steroid they use for pain, like even prednisone or tablets by mouth, or all the other kind of steroids out there that are used to treat painful, arthritis pain or whatever. Those are not the kind of steroids that are performance enhancers. They don't build muscle mass. They don't make it quicker.
That's the key. It doesn't build muscle mass. Yeah.
It's not like an A-Rod that's hitting 100 home runs this year. I wonder why.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Excellent.
Yeah, so if you take a lot of steroid by mouth, it does the opposite. It decreases muscle mass. All that stuff. So that's a totally different kind of thing.
So those athletes should understand that if you have pain that Dr. Paul and Dr. Anthony could fix, why would you not improve your performance on the field?
Listen, we've been doing this for 52 or 3 years now, and there is no downside to anything we do. It's taken out. There's no danger to it. Athletes should come in there. Anybody with the pain should come in there because it's completely effective, and no downside to it at all.
And it weaves the system in, a couple of hours?
Now, listen, guys, I'm a big Mets fan. And David Wright is coming down this week. That's okay. One is enough. David Wright, the third baseman also. Yep. And he had shrinkage of his spine. There's a disease it's called, I don't know what it's called.
Shrinkage. I never
heard that either. Shrinkage of the spine?
Yeah, that his spine.
Degenerative disc disease. Is that what you're saying?
All right, Dr. Paul.
It's shrinking.
It's shrinking. I don't know. They classified it as shrinking.
Paul, say that one again.
There is no such thing.
Degenerative disc disease.
Oh.
It's not degenerative, and it's not a disease.
Yeah. It's a term they use.
Normal age-related occurrences, and it's not in and of itself painful.
I don't even know if it's age-related. It's a repair of an injury. So they call that degenerative, but it isn't. It's a positive response of the body to repair a ligament. That's what it is. So that's where the calcification goes, into the ligament.
Well, he's been not playing for half a year.
Well, that's a problem with the doctors. They should know better.
So he's coming down.
Wow.
He's coming down to Jupiter to rehab this week. I want to go up there and see him.
They have no rehab for that.
What rehab means baseball skill rehab. They put in bed rest and some other stuff.
No, they're going to give them therapy, chiropractic.
They did that for 6 months already.
Well, that's not going to help because they don't know where it is. They don't know how to treat it. You can't get to it. How do you get to the spine when it's 3 inches under your skin? Or maybe this guy is big.
Wow.
It's more than that.
Yeah, he is big. He's a big husky.
You can't do anything with that. See, that's why we developed the methods we have.
I got to get David to see you immediately because we are in a pennant race, baby. And we need him back.
If he has a pain, it's not from that condition.
No, that's true.
I'll look it up. Because this is very important to me. Go ahead, Les.
Yeah, see what he just said? They can't name his problem.
Correct.
He doesn't have a diagnosis. I don't follow baseball much, and I don't know who that guy is.
I don't either, so don't feel bad.
Oh, he's the man. He is the man.
These are players that have big contracts. They are cost big money to people, to the fans, to the team owner, and 6 months is ridiculous, insane. No excuse for that.
No, I agree 100% because as far as I know, they don't get paid when they're out, or is in the contract that if they get hurt, they get paid? Freddie, you were...
They don't get... It depends on how the contract is put together.
Okay.
What my understanding was that if they leave the medical approved by management, then they can be suspended.
I don't know
that's
that much.
That's what keeps them in the bad treatment. If you don't improve in a couple of days, that's bad treatment.
See, I'm like your son Paul. I know nothing about baseball.
It's like in my office. If I don't get you better in a day or two, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, exactly right.
And they'll go 6 months. Oh my God!
They'll go sometimes a year.
That's terrible.
He hasn't played since the beginning of the year.
So are these bad businessmen?
Yeah,
yes,
I think so.
They are bad businessmen.
Especially when you're playing hundreds, millions and millions of dollars to keep that guy in the field. I would assume that's not a good.
It's not good
concept. Not a good concept. Like Paul said, the fans either are getting hurt by this.
Agreed.
They're paying good money to come see these guys, and these guys aren't playing because they have an injury that can be cured.
Yeah, the mainstay of these people who treat this is MRIs.
Oh yeah.
You cannot treat based on an MRI.
One-dimensional.
No, you can't. Right. One-dimensional, true, but it's not a physiologic test. It's laying down, and they'll tell you what's there, but what's the meaning of all that?
Oh, I agree.
Well, now they're calling it a lingering back injury. Since April 14th, he hasn't played.
Wow.
Lingering back injury. I never heard of that one either.
Boy, let's get him in the back door and cure that guy.
You ever hear that, Paul? Lingering back injury?
Yes. The guy needs a diagnosis, is what he means.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so we're getting back to posture now, right? Again?
Well, this is all part of posture here, because if you know what structure is involved, then you have to figure out why it's involved and how to get it back to normal. And it's a whole deal we go through. I mean, it's like software. When I'm taking a history or examining somebody, it's all popping in my mind. These are the possibilities. Bam, 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 bam. Toward the end of it, you pinpoint it, and you can show it on the film and how we're going to improve it. And all that's done in about 30 minutes.
Well, here you go. It's called spinal stenosis, a narrowing of the spine that has sidelined the third baseman. And he's in California with a month and a half to undergo physical therapy put together by back specialist Dr. Robert Watkins, who's a somebody.
No, he's not. He's a surgeon. Let's put these guys in perspective.
That's what he is, Doc.
He's a surgeon. Not a musculoskeletal guy like me. He does surgery only. That's why the therapists are working on him. I mean, how often do you have to say this kind of stuff?
When I hear that, so say this guy has an MRI and it shows some narrowing. Now we don't know by what degree. We don't have this guy's film, or we can't look at it.
Right.
But there's narrowing to some degree. That is an anatomic problem. Either it's for whatever reason. But what's therapy going to do?
Nothing.
Can that open up the canal? Absolutely not. So we try to just do it for relief of symptoms. Now, we don't know if it's backache and not leg, then the stenosis is irrelevant. Then they're treating an MRI and not a person.
It happened with a hamstring injury.
That is so true. I never heard you say that, Paul, but that is absolutely true.
Great line.
That's what's going on in the country. They're treating an MRI and not the person, because when you ask the person, did they examine you before they send you an MRI, they say no. I mean, hey, you got to practice medicine, man. You can't practice radiology.
You guys get frustrated by this just like we do.
We do.
But I'm going to tell you
I wanted to say something. I was at a course this past week. I had to get my hours. And, and they did one of the lectures, they were talking about the treatments out there, and looking at the outcomes. And, it's so true that you have to feel bad for people out there, because they are going to be at a loss. They're going to have a pain one day, and they're going to go to their doctors, and send them to physical therapy maybe. Physical therapists have a concept of how they're going to treat people. And if they get better by it, they might go see a chiropractor. And they have a different theory, Therapists more muscle imbalance, chiropractors, in and out. Things are in or out or whatever. And then they go see maybe someone get a surgical eval. They have a different opinion. And then they might go see someone who gets some shots. They have a different opinion. And people aren't going to know what in the heck is right, because everyone's going to tell them something different. There is no...
He's right.
Yeah.
No
he is right.
uniform understanding of pain and so forth. Everyone has different ideas. It's all pushed upon. Everyone thinks they're right, too. But, it's just it's almost too bad, and it seems like in my field, people are doing, you have patients are being evaluated by physician assistants or they call them the extenders, and the doctor just sees the patient for a shot, and that's it. The physician extender, says, let's try this shot, let's try that shot. The doctor is in the procedure room doing the shot all day, and that's what the people get. So you're losing out on the physician management of, the way we do it. We actually, try to manage the patient from first day and through. We don't. And it seems like that philosophy is dying. Not dying, it's dead.
It goes further than that, Paul. We actually know what causes a problem, and we treat it directly that day. The insurance companies don't want you to do that. They want to approve everything. In other words, you're practicing medicine in my office, and I don't like that.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm glad you brought that up.
All of everything I said is what drives that was Medicare and insurance companies.
Well, they want to stop
that change. It's too bad.
They want to stop all these shots that are being given, and they're not producing anything. So they know that's a waste of money, and they want to curtail it. Personally, they don't have to do that in my office.
No,
we don't do anything that's not.
But they don't understand what you do, Doc.
Yeah, well.
Well, then let me ask you both of you a crazy question. Somebody comes into you with severe back pain. You now have to call up the insurance company and tell them what you're going to do.
They have to approve it, and
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, they're practicing medicine. Somebody ought to put a stop to that, because if you want to practice medicine in my office, you better be there with me. Don't tell me what to do.
So the choice is, if it's not covered according to them, you've got a patient there with severe back pain. What do you do?
You don't do anything according to them.
Oh, that's
in other words, the patient suffers. They have no ethics. There's no ethics there. You're supposed to help people. You're not supposed to say, well, we got to look at this and come back in 2 weeks.
But they're not there looking at it. They're somewhere else.
That's exactly right. They're somewhere else. They don't know what you're looking at.
No, and how does...
And plus, the guidelines that are published are wrong. Absolutely wrong. They're from the literature long time ago, not current.
But that's my point.
And Paul and I laugh at this stuff. What the hell?
Well, I'm glad that Paul's on the line, because that's my point. David Wright is surrounded by doctors, surgeons, orthopedics. I mean, this guy is an all-star. He's the face of a team, $1 billion. So they're going to surround him with the best minds. They don't know what they're doing, Doc. And I don't mean to insult anybody.
There is no best minds. I will insult them.
Well, they put a rehab guy because his spinal cord is shrinking.
No, it isn't. It's just a matter of how you take the film. See, that's the problem with MRIs.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
You have to know what you're looking at. You have to know where that pain's from before you can say that.
The cord is not shrinking. It's the space around it.
Yeah.
They're saying is less than normal, but we don't know to what degree.
Yeah, if your
regardless,
back is bent like this,
walking around without pain every day.
We used to call that
stenosis. It's and if it's not the leg, it doesn't matter.
He doesn't have earphones.
For that baseball player, if it's back pain, not leg pain, it's the stenosis is irrelevant. You have to treat whatever the pain's coming from.
Yeah,
he's
joint or
right.
disc or whatever.
Yes,
It started with a hamstring injury. This whole thing started because he had a hamstring injury.
You know how fast it does come out? Like that.
We got to, Paul. We got to go see. We got to go see Derek Wright this week because it would change the course of how everybody looks at these injuries.
Look, give him a knockout drop, drag him down there, and we'll fix him. Then he can wake up and he'll be cured.
I'm gonna tell you something, guys.
It's like it's like the guy that said we're going to go to the moon. Everyone thought he was ridiculous.
Did we go to the moon?
Yeah.
You sure?
Well, another step for mankind. But the bottom line, that's what you should be. I call
He's
you
taking another step
and
on
Paul,
Mars.
know what I call you? The pain whisperers. Because people don't know, unless you're suffering from pain, you know.
Listen, I've treated pain for 53 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, this is the top of the line.
Oh, I know that.
If
I'm
you
a
don't
patient.
Get this, you are going to get second best, and I'm not kidding you.
No, you're not going to get second best. You're going to get someone that doesn't cure the problem.
No.
We said
they're looking in the wrong area. That's what really burns me.
Well,
exactly.
They're looking in the wrong place.
Well, we got it. Well, they don't understand the physiology of pain production. Right. It's in my book. Get it. But in Paul's book, we both collaborated on that. But you never want to get an athlete operated.
No.
Ever. You know why? Because you produce a scar tissue, which diminishes the range of motion. And you got to have a good body to be a sports.
Well, you don't want to. I mean, you don't want. And no one should get operated on if they don't have to. Most of these people don't have to get operated on.
Exactly what we say.
Yeah, why get operated on?
No knees at all. No hips. No lower back. No neck. Nothing.
No, nothing.
No shoulders.
No. I mean, we know you're not going to cure cancer with a shot.
No, I actually referred somebody for a shoulder surgery.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a first hit.
Well, I want to hear this one.
Where's the bell?
That was the first.
They stole my bell.
They stole the bell.
Oh, there's my bell. Give me my bell.
Hit the bell.
Okay. Let me hear this one. Oh, you didn't tell me that. Go ahead. What happened?
And it turned out pretty good.
Oh.
So it does happen.
But he needed it.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't fix it.
There you go.
So I figured, well,
there you go.
I can't do it. So you better, get a consultation with somebody, and then they operate it.
So in other words, he believes in what he does, but he also is smart enough to understand that if he can't do something, he's not going to try. A lot of doctors don't do that today. And I'm not mentioning any, but I know some that
many do
have done things when they knew they shouldn't. It's now up to 136 people that go in for knee surgery that they shouldn't have had.
136,000.
136,000. It was 96, went up to 136. That shouldn't have gone in for knee surgery. You think it is more? You're probably right.
Yeah. There's 350 million people in this country.
Well, you know what? The Journal of American
Medicine.
Medicine.
Just knee replacements or surgery?
Knee replacement. I apologize, Paul. You're right. Knee replacement.
There are 350 million people in the country. I treated half of them already.
Paul, I'm telling you, come on down here. The weather is great. You'll be able to play golf every day, and we will be able to have so many happy people. Arizona's not good.
I think. Florida, from what I hear, I don't know. It's good. The insurance going down there makes it. From what I've been told, it's very HMOs have a lot of
yes.
There you go.
Yeah, the
power
HMOs.
down there.
You're right.
That is not good for the patient.
No, it's not.
Not good for the doctors or the patient.
No.
You can't practice medicine when the insurance company closes the group, and you have to go in that group.
Yeah.
And who says that in that group knows everything?
They know nothing.
Not true.
We're not everyone is the same.
Yeah.
Obviously, but they're treated as such. But
that's right.
Why people go have various. They go see some doctors more than others. Some people are just naturally better. But when HMOs are in control, then you have problems. And the only people that lose out are the citizenry. The people underneath them.
Well, here's what happens at an HMO. They close the thing. They have an anesthesiologist in there, physical therapist, chiropractor.
Yeah.
And they think they're going to get away with being cheap. They're not, because these people get paid, and they don't do anything. I mean, they don't produce a cure. So the anesthesiologist is next. They'll do an epidural, which doesn't help. You know, what are you doing it for? You know, you need a diagnosis. Mm-hmm. And who else is there? Then there's a surgeon after that.
And there's a rehab guy after that.
They do. And you have someone like us who can fix those in a day or two. I mean, you know, they just don't get it. It's controlled by people that work for the insurance company,
right,
who don't exactly.
Well, they're not doctors. They're pencil pushers. Really, they work at numbers. That's all they do. They're not doctors.
Yeah, when Humana was out there, it got bought now. It got bought for a lot of money. You know why? Because they didn't pay any claims. I mean, they kept all the
yeah, you can make a lot of money if you don't pay the claims.
$3 and don't allow you to get treatment for it.
I said, I got to make $100 million this year. No, we're not going to accept that. We're not going to accept that.
These poor people would limp in my office with a cane.
And they
literally bent halfway over and give me their card. And I said, well, Humana doesn't pay in this office. You have to go to who would they tell you to? Well, I've been there and they didn't help me.
No, of course not.
I said, well, what do you want me to do? I can do it.
Because people don't realize that HMOs, you cannot go to the doctor of your choice. You have to go to the doctor that's on their approved plan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's doctor chosen for you.
That's exactly right.
And, you know, they think they're getting it real bargain because it's cheap.
That's why I pay extra money.
You never want to buy cheap stuff for your own health. There's two people you should never trust. You got to know things, which is handle your money and handle your health care. You got to know stuff.
I think it's handle your health care and handle your money.
Yeah.
Because without the health, the money doesn't make a difference. Money doesn't mean anything.
I mean, you got to put in the
Stephen
time.
Jobs figured that out.
Yeah, you got to put in the time to learn these things so that you make the right decision. Don't let the insurance company tell you what to do.
And it's the insurance company that's approving all these unnecessary surgeries.
Of course.
Absolutely.
So who's checking on them?
Absolutely.
This is ridiculous.
Here's a typical case.
There's no answer, really.
A typical case. Sacroiliac joint. There's never a problem as far as I know. There's always something around it that causes the pain, not the sacroiliac joint. So she goes to the University of Miami. Some hotshot operates on the sacroiliac joint. So she comes in my office now with scar tissue on her back and scar tissue over the sacroiliac joint. She can't walk. She can't do anything. So I fix all that. The insurance company wants to know why I'm doing what I do.
Really?
My answer to them is, you're the guy who approved the sacroiliac joint surgery, not me. I'm just fixing the scar tissue. I mean, that's the way it gets turned around. I mean, people really got to wise up.
But, Doc, aren't you saving the insurance company a bundle of money?
It's a matter of attitude. It's who's sitting in that chair. Like there's no bad law. It's only the guy who's sitting in there doing the law.
Gotcha.
It's not, that kind of idea. So
whole world's upside down.
And then they ask you for information, and they don't even put a name down there. So you're answering a letter with no name on it. I mean, it's very demeaning.
The letter says, "Thank you, claims department," or something.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, who's the claims department?
Janitor.
Probably.
A nurse practitioner.
Yeah, nurse practitioner.
Usually. Yeah. That's who sits there and evaluates the claims.
And they're not going to know how to answer your letter, Doc.
Just sick.
What's she going to say?
It's just sick.
She can say, okay,
well,
let me put this over
that.
here.
No, we have guidelines. See, they don't pay.
Exactly. They look at this thing. Did you ever try to talk to someone on the phone from any of these insurance companies? Mm-hmm. According to this, that we can't accept. But this is the only person that could cure me. According to this, that can't be accepted. They don't even want that. It's verbatim.
They read it off a card.
They all read it.
When Linda was in a car accident, they said she had to take 20 chiropractic visits. I don't need 20. Yes, you have to take 20.
Because that was on her form.
Yeah, it was on her insurance. They gave her that machine with 1 million pads. 1 million.
Yeah.
And the insurance company is ridiculous. And she kept saying, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. I use it to play with it.
See, they're being advised by someone who has no clue what they're talking about.
Yes, that's a problem.
There are plenty of guys around there who have opinions and they have nothing to base it with. Nothing. And that was one of them.
It's unbelievable.
Give you these pads and give you the stimulator. Charge insurance company a fortune for it. It doesn't do any good.
Doesn't do anything.
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
I want to talk to Paul. You're still there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw this thing on TV, relieve back pain. And like Fraser said, it was these little white circles attached to a machine.
I seen that.
And they put it on your back.
I seen
and they say, we guarantee all your money back. Well, gee, it doesn't work. They said, it's impossible to cure back pain with that.
Well, what about the copper?
Oh.
You know how flimsy that thing is? They have a colored thread in there, and calling it copper, and you put it around you. And there was this guy on their commercial. He says, you never know what it's like until, and after I put it on, I knew something about her, something like that. He didn't commit himself, this actor. And people should understand that you're being sold a bill of goods. Something wrapping around your stomach is not going to help you. There is no core.
I was talking to a guy, and I saw he had that Tommy Copper. I said, does that work? He said, nah, but I wear it because it cost me $19.95. I said, I ran out to my car. Everyone in my gym has his cards. I said, you guys are crazy. If you don't see this guy when you have pain, you're crazy. Why suffer? And here's what I get. The same lady I talked to you about a long time ago who said she was on Coventry, and I'm going to say that again.
Coventry. Yes.
Coventry. And she said she can't get the shot for her, what's the thing called? Heel spur. And she's still suffering. I said,
so tell her to come in and pay for it.
I told her to pay. And she said, well, it's a lot.
Okay, then suffer.
It's not expensive.
Money? No, I said it's not expensive. It's going to. She said, well, I went to my podiatrist. I said, what? Oh, he gave me stretching exercises. I said, how did that work? I still got it. Gee.
Of course, no kidding. Hey, listen, Doc, until you fixed me up, I couldn't go to work. You know how much money that was costing me?
Exactly. Thank you.
Look at it that way. If you can't go to work and you can't get your paycheck, that's more money.
And you carry heavy equipment.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
How about when I went in to get for the groin? Two shots, right? Yeah, 2 shots.
No,
and
2 different spots.
2 different spots, right? One at the groin and one at the leg. And guess what, Paul? 8 months I haven't had trouble. And when I walked in there to see a dad, I'm going to tell you, I was hurting. And I know exactly what would happen if I went to an orthopedic guy. I'll tell you, your insurance gives you 12 therapies. I already know how to do the therapies. I lift weights. I know what to exercise. So, I mean, they're crazy. They could save so much money and help so many people if they just send them to the right person to do the right job.
That's true.
Oh.
Very true.
Well, they're going to put Florida under good medicine with these HMOs, and of course, Humana just got bought out by who bought them?
Aetna.
Aetna bought them. Yeah, Aetna bought out Prudential about 10 years ago.
Aetna bought Coventry.
Yeah.
Okay. So
isn't that a monopoly?
They sent me. Well,
it's darn well close to it, and the Justice Department better.
Right.
They are letting all these things. They're letting mergers happen in airlines and healthcare, and they're letting. They like this right now. This government likes big business that they can control, and we are going to be the losers.
Right.
People in the United States are going to be the losers.
That's what it's all about.
We need a new administration in there to limit this kind of big business kind of stuff.
What Obamacare was all about was the insurance companies getting rich.
Yeah.
So they have so much money, they're buying each other, which is all. You can't tell me that was not all part of the plan.
Well, of course it was. I mean, you're setting a monopoly. They did it to AT&T. They tried to break them up, but AT&T was smart. They made sure that the last 100 feet of cable was theirs.
Yeah, but this is all right now. This is all about big government, big business, big legislation.
Oh,
and it's all it does is hurt us, hurt the average guy.
Yes,
the
it's
average
true.
citizen is getting hurt by all this stuff.
That's why I hope I can't get my political views on the air, but I hope that the right man gets in this time.
Whoever that may be, it doesn't matter.
All I know is he's got his own plane and he builds buildings, but other than that, I don't know who it is. But,
whatever.
But
let's not get political.
I mean,
you want to read a question or two?
Oh,
give us some phone numbers, some challenges. Come on.
Yeah, phone number is 800-889-0267.
And if you want to call Dr. Pinozzo at 12:30 today, because we'll be on the end and driving home, it's 561-381-5800. You can always find him if you don't believe what he does at 16244 Military Trail. Okay.
Hey guys, I have to take off.
Okay, but hey, thanks so much
thanks,
for calling, Paul. Always enjoy it.
Have a great rest of the day.
You too. That was nice when Paul calls, and that's a nice conversation. Okay, let me go back. Okay, before I go to questions, Doc, they say, myth, crossing of legs will give you varicose veins.
Not true.
That's exactly right. Damn it, I can't get that meal no matter what. Can crossing your legs lead to back pain?
No.
Damn it.
Actually, it relieves back pain.
Ready for, this is the best one. Clenching the jaw will give you TMJ.
No.
Okay. I'm not going to get a free dinner no matter what. Can bad posture be cured by exercise alone?
No.
This is not fun. Okay. Here's a good one. Okay. Can bad posture lead to scoliosis?
It is scoliosis.
I thought I'd get up on that one. He's right. Again. Working in front of a computer all day will give me bad posture and cause scoliosis.
Probably not.
Okay. Well, folks, I'm done for today. It's been a great day. No, I'm only kidding. I'll go to some questions. All right. Oh, wait. This is what. When I first met Dr. Pinozzo, I was talking about exercising at the gym, and I said, I go to the gym and I get on the bike and I ride the bike for about 15, 20 minutes to a half hour, and it warms up my body. He says, no, it doesn't. I said, well, come on, what doesn't? He says, do push-ups, do jumping jacks, and sit-ups. WebMD confirmed what he said.
Same three things.
Don't waste your time on the treadmill. It's not going to warm up your body. It's going to do not even do anything for your feet except hurt your ankles.
Yeah, you can do squats, push-ups, and dynamic exercise like this.
Well, they said the best thing to get your whole body so you don't have any pain is you start up with jumping jacks, warms the body, gets the legs in motion, push-ups for your chest, and sit-ups for your core.
Well, the main thing is you want to warm your body up because your ligament structure will perform better as your body temperature goes up. You're only talking about a half a degree or something. It's not much. But your ligament structure will perform better. That's why standing in the shower helps you. It's the same thing. It's transfer of heat to your body.
So if I'm on a bicycle, it doesn't help?
It would help, yeah.
It'll warm up the body a little quicker.
It'll warm it up, but when you're on a bicycle, you're jeopardizing your knees. Mm-hmm. The front of your knees, the patella. And most people have patellar problems, not knee problems. It's amazing. I show people every day. Your knee is back here and it's normal. This is where your pain is.
We should have a T-shirt made like that.
Yeah.
It's not a knee problem, it's your patella.
Now here's the one this is going to be your favorite question. Yoga can help with all sorts of back pain.
Wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's get to some questions from real people, okay? At least buy me a slice of pizza. I did all the research.
No. You haven't earned it yet.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's get some of my Atlanta questions, and let's go from this one from Atlanta. Reverend Richard in Atlanta writes, heard your show last night on 860. That was last week. I just want to let people know. And I have to tell you, it was very funny and very informative. My wife wants to know if her feet, which were completely flat, can be helped by your procedure.
Yes.
Okay. Also, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it, yes. Just a yes. Oh, yeah, you wrote down here yes. That's good. That was fast, okay. I have some more time to ask more questions, okay? I just want to Atlanta. Kim from Atlanta writes, heard your show on 860. Wanted to write about my son who plays football. On your show, you said ACL tears are not only impossible, but is unwanted surgery. Can you go a little bit further in that? Because that sounds incredible to me.
How further do you want me to go? It doesn't happen. Don't get operated for it.
Right. But if the first, but I guess
there's nothing else to say. Just don't do it.
Okay, but I guess they're going to say to you why.
There are other reasons for the pain.
Okay.
Those are treatable. That's the message there.
All right.
ACL, if yes or no, it does not happen.
Okay.
In front of it does.
So in other words, when someone goes to their orthopedic surgeon? Because I'm assuming that when they go to the regular doctor, that regular doctor is going to send them to an orthopedic surgeon. He's going to do an MRI, and he's going to say, you have a problem with the ACL, it's got to either come out or something.
Right.
And you're saying no because...
Doesn't happen. You can't get to it. It's in the middle.
Right.
But there was an actual case here that we saw the other day. A lady, 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She gets an MRI of the knee, and they report a huge tear of the meniscus. How does an 80-year-old woman get a tear of the meniscus?
Yeah, that sounds.
I mean, it's
weird.
Impossible. I said, well, what did you do? Did you fall off the Empire State Building or something? No. No, she just had a pain there. That is a ligament pain. It's not a meniscus pain. It's a ligament pain, and it's probably very minor. But they read it for the surgery. So the whole thing is you get an MRI that justifies a surgery that justifies the payment. It goes like that.
Wow.
When I come along, I say, well, there's no justification here. It's ligament, and it's probably, I haven't seen this person yet, but it's going to be in the capsule. That's where the pain is. It's not on the inside. It's not in the cartilage.
What?
So the cartilage is flat, people. You can't hurt that. How do you take a flat, if you want to, say a flat piece of bread like this.
Okay.
All right, how do you rip the end of it if it's flat like that?
You can't.
You can't. That's the whole deal.
Can't.
You can't do it.
I had a lady who had her meniscus removed and replaced.
With
And
what?
Another meniscus. I don't know what it is.
They can't. It's cartilage. You can't replace
So, well, they did the operation. She had the knee
it.
thing done. She couldn't walk.
Yeah.
So she went to another doctor that we knew, and he threatened the doctor that did the surgery with suing them. Long story short of it, they put some kind of liquid in the knee, and that alleviated the pain. And
Impossible.
she walks around like that.
Impossible.
I
There's no
don't know
liquid
what
that-
he did.
There's no liquid that lasts. No matter what you put in, it's
Gotta
going
go
to
through the body.
Well, I haven't seen her in 8 years, but this is what they did. But I was amazed that, and they show you meniscus before, meniscus after, and I said, it looks the same.
Well, how could you tell if they repaired the meniscus? That means they took it out.
I don't know, Doc. I'm just telling you what I saw. I saw the
Okay,
same film
Well, they
twice.
didn't do anything then.
No. That's exactly right. Yeah.
That's craziness. And she went in with the same pain that she came in out.
Come out with, oh, it's anathema to us. We don't like that.
Oh man,
People probably listen to Dr. Pinozzo and they say, "How is this real?" I'm going to tell you,
It's real.
Don't even see Dr. Pinozzo. Go into his office and just sit there. I tell her, just sit there. What are you here for? And they will. To him, he's God, because I've watched people coming out of the office. We've got to go to Pinozzo. That's PANNOZZO.TV, and you can see people that are being cured with scoliosis, people that are being cured for migraines. I have a story to tell you about migraine. You got a second?
Sure.
I have a very good friend, and we were talking, and she has a problem with one of her eyes that she doesn't see that well, and she suffers from severe migraines. She went to, quote, I'm not going to say the name, supposedly a very reputable doctor, just for migraines. Found him on the website. He gave her, I think, 7 shots in different parts of the head and 1 in her jaw, and only 1 in the neck. She said she developed such pain in her jaw that she had to go to the emergency room.
after he fixed her up?
She hasn't been. She still has her migraines worse now than she's ever had, and she says, Les, for almost $3,000 it cost. Insurance won't cover Botox. So you're talking about
Botox isn't going to help her anyway.
no, and I said, you're a smart girl. Do you know that it's snake venom being put into your body? I mean, there's got to be a side effect if you keep going for that, right? If you go every 3.
They've pretty much taken all the side effects.
Right, so there's no.
Yeah.
But now, guess what? Now I'm picking her up and I'm bringing her to see you. She said, Les, you don't know what it's like. I said, thank God, sitting in the bathroom and throwing up with such severe
See,
pain.
none of that is true about migraine. If you know where migraine comes from, all that stuff about bright lights and you got to lay down and it's
Right.
quiet and all that, that's all baloney.
It's sympathy pain.
It's not affected by food.
No, it's not.
MSG, I guess. Is that what they used to say, MSG?
Yeah, they said MSG causes migraines. The only thing it does to me is it gets me nauseous, but I've never had I'm very lucky. I'm one of those few people that never gets headaches.
Ever?
I haven't had a headache in 20 years.
All headaches are from the neck. Period.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Well, we know as a fact, again, PANNOZZO.TV. If you have a migraine,
that's it.
Watch you could actually see and hear from people, and a couple of them might have little tears in their eyes. I know 2 people that Dr. Pinozzo saw. One was, I think, the young kid who you also cured TMJ without putting that. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know if I could sleep with that mouth guard in my mouth all day.
No,
all
it
night.
makes it worse.
Well, not only but not only that is how do you sleep your mouth, especially with all the sinuses I have? How do you sleep at night with that? Okay, so they don't have to ever sleep with anything. You are drug free. Drug free.
Right.
I mean, come on, folks. Why suffer from migraines?
Yeah, a true migraine, we could take care of it in about
I've seen it.
half a minute. I mean, it's a fantastic thing. If people think I'm lying or it's not possible, it is possible. You have to.
Okay.
If you think
here's my next challenge.
You have it.
All of
you come
people.
in that office and we'll fix it for you.
I am so sincere about curing migraines that if you come in,
I think I should get the Nobel Prize for medicine.
I think you should get the Nobel Prize for curing scoliosis.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
everyone says it can't be cured.
That's true.
Hey, where's Dr. Pinozzo located?
He is located at 16244 Military Trail, right across the street from
Walmart.
I ought to get some money from Walmart. I'm giving them a free plug all the time. Walmart's kind of a good company. I like Walmart.
What's a good doctor's number?
The doctor's number is 1-561-381-5800. Colleen, did I do that okay? That's 1-561-381-5800. And here's my challenge to everyone. On my dime, if you come in with a migraine headache, or you've suffered from migraine headaches, and after Dr. Pinozzo gives you the shots that cure it, if you could honestly tell me, and we have a way of proving it, because he'll take another x-ray, I will buy you and 4 of your best friends dinner at the Capitol Grill.
4?
And they're calling.
Okay?
4?
I don't care, Doc. I can't lose. What did Bugsy Siegel say? Never make a bet that you're going to lose.
That's right.
And I can't lose this bet. I've seen too many people who suffered for so many years. That really, the guy that we have on video who suffered, how many years did this guy suffer? Spent $38,000? And a lot of it was insurance company money, folks.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, we also announced that we're going to be putting Dr. Pinozzo on Twitter, and we're going to set up a camera in his office to do Periscope.
Oh, great.
So you'll be able to go to the Twitter account. You'll be able to, it's going to start with AMP, and you're going to be able to talk to people who will come forward and talk. And they'll say, listen, I'm here because, and this man helped me, didn't help me, want to find out if he can help me. One of those is going to happen.
I think that's fantastic because you know what? In this stage of our lives, helping people gives us a place up there.
We had some people from out of town that came in and they said that we could not find anybody to say a bad thing about you.
No.
And I said, oh, that's really good. I don't try to do that. I would just do good work. But.
You know, if you help a person every day from being in pain and suffering, I mean, that's something to look really forward to. I can see Colleen's hitting me with those little number things.
Yeah.
We want to say thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I hope we were able to answer a lot of your questions.
Now you can call the doc, 561-381-5800.
You can call him right now.
You can call
All
him
right,
and
thanks for
go
listening,
crazy.
gang.
And we'll see you next week, God willing.
This has been the Dr. Pinozzo Sports and Medicine Hour with Dr. Anthony Pinozzo. If you spend 5 minutes with Dr. Pinozzo, you'll see he genuinely enjoys helping others. Visit Dr. Pinozzo online at www.paincentersnationwide.com. or call him at 561-381-5800.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Johnson.